What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 3, chapter 3 of the No Name podcast. Once again, it's your man Dre, and on the other end, we have...
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Travis over here, man. I hope y'all had a good one. Man, we missed last week, Dre. A couple things came up, man. You know, life happens sometimes, y'all. So, but we back, and we got I think we got a pretty decent show for y'all today. So,
yeah, we do.
Yeah, man. So, bro, kind of like going off of what we talked about last week about the whole UFO thing.
Yeah,
bro. Lie to you not. I think it was that following weekend. I'm on Joe Rogan's Instagram. Like, I don't follow him or anything, right? But all these reports came out about him. Oh, he's leaving California and going to Texas for whatever reason, and he got this crazy bag off of his podcast. So I go on his Instagram and I'm just scrolling, and I see something that said that the Pentagon released some type of article discussing about they're like basically saying that they found out of world vehicles. They didn't call it UFOs, but they said
they used like the fancy terminology.
Yeah, to not say it, but clearly we know what you mean. And I was like, man, this just makes 2020 a crazier year, bro. Because now it's like we were just talking about this. That kind of theory has been around for years about it. The video came out first. Remember earlier in the year where they were like, yeah, our pilot saw something years ago, didn't know what it was, or whatever. And then now you follow up with this saying that you did find out-of-world vehicles. And it's crazy. So I low-key just went down like a rabbit hole of UFO stuff and ended up watching that documentary on Bob Lazar, the guy that supposedly worked at Area 51 at one point, and he was talking and he was talking about all the stuff that he saw there and stuff like that.
I remember that joint.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like, man, like this is the first time that we've actually received, like, I would say, confirmation from the government itself.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, saying that we don't know what the hell this stuff is, and it's not from here. Like,
yeah, they be the main ones saying like, oh, that wasn't a UFO, oh, that wasn't aliens, that was like a test aircraft, or that's just our military doing some training drills.
Right. Or the weather balloon one, and they kept doing, oh, it was a weather balloon.
Yeah.
But y'all sent like 6 trucks to go pick that joint up. That makes sense. And it's just wild because, you know, even thinking back on the whole Roswell situation years ago, I can't remember the exact dates of that. But, you know, even then, same thing you just said. Oh, it was a crashed military vehicle or something like that. So it just makes you wonder what we actually have in our possession. You know, the United States, like what exactly we have. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, like who knows? We don't know what we don't know, but we don't know what the government knows. You know,
exactly.
They're literally infamous for keeping shit a secret, stuff, you know, on black ink for us to not know, even though there's always a leak here and there or something abnormal or extraterrestrial that, you know, some random motherfucker will catch wind of, throw on social media or make an article about, or catches the news. But then that's when, at least back then, they went into damage control of like, oh, it's a military aircraft, oh, it's a weather balloon, oh, it's some experiment shit we're working on, don't worry about it. And then they just kind of like, you know, they either whack some motherfucker or get somebody off the air, and like that dude just suicided himself miraculously somehow. Like they make him disappear. So it's definitely crazy that our own government was like, hey, y'all, we found some shit, here's the footage. Like, yo, like what the fuck? Like,
but see, then that raises my question is like, why now? What, like, why did they decide to just say out of the blue? Almost seems like, yeah, we have out of world vehicles. And almost, I'm sitting back going down my damn rabbit hole because I had nothing to do on quarantine. I'm like, man, what if it's about to be some Infinity War type shit and then fucking alien like Thanos about to come down? So they're like, yeah, niggas, we got UFOs, and yeah, y'all just be ready. Just know that we don't know what the hell it is either.
Yo, if Thanos comes down to our planet in the year 2020, we gonna have to send what's that bodybuilder? Ronnie Coleman. We're gonna need Cali Muscle. We're gonna need all these muscle bound motherfuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, The Rock. He gonna have to actually be an action hero for once. You gonna need John Cena to do something. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, we can't see him. Nobody can see John Cena.
Exactly. So he can sneak past Thanos. I don't care.
I'm gonna
I
need
don't
Vin
care.
Diesel to. I'm gonna need Vin Diesel to get the Charger and be like, "We gotta take down Thanos." I'm gonna need him to fucking do some Hollywood shit on this nigga.
I lost respect for Vin Diesel, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. After they were talking about that last what was it? The last Fast and Furious when him and The Rock were getting into it, and The Rock was saying he was a diva. I was like, man,
Oh, yeah.
Vin Diesel can't save nobody for real.
Yeah, he called the whole cast out.
Yeah, everybody except for Tyrese.
Yeah,
That's the crazy part.
they was beefing for a while, but going back to the overall arc of this thing, like why now? I just think it's because the government was like, yo, we got so many fires going on that we need to just throw some bullshit out to kind of like
Distract
take the
people.
attention off of us. And yeah, keyword distraction, exactly. They was like, oh wait, they love UFOs. They gonna eat this shit up. Cool, let's just put this footage out. Fox 5, here you go.
But that's the thing that's crazy. I didn't hear no reports, bro. And I usually try to watch the news like every morning, and I saw nothing on it. That's why I was so shocked. I'm like, CNN reported it, Fox News reported it, NBC, and I'm like, but nobody actually did anything on air. That was the crazy part. I'm like, well, I guess
It was all online articles and stuff.
Yeah, so that was just crazy to me, man. Because I was like, the first one I saw was Daily Mail. I'm like, I don't trust that. And it's just, all the stuff that's going on right now just makes you wonder, like, why now? But
Yeah.
like you said, it's a good point. Distraction for something bigger, I guess, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we're only in August. There's definitely gonna be some more miraculous or abnormal or super fucking weird happenings in the world.
It has to at this point. That's what I feel like 2020 is built on. It's just like out of this world type situations, just crazy stuff that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So what are some other like conspiracy type things you think are going on or have had in your mind for a while?
Man, to be honest, it's just like, I don't know. Like that was been the main one I kind of been thinking about lately for some reason. I'm telling you, bro, like just being on the whole lockdown is just had me thinking about random stuff. Like even with the whole COVID, I feel like that's kind of a little bit of a conspiracy too about how it started, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of hiding about what's going on with that,
Yep.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree on that, which I think it goes both ways, that it's something real, but also because it's new to everyone, the media got a hold of it first to try to hype it up. Whereas, yes, it's a real disease. People are really suffering from it and people are dying from it, but people are also being healed after it also. But I think it's a political game, but it's also it's a mix of both. So you can't really call it a conspiracy if it's actually physically happening and it's changed our world for what it is currently right now.
Oh no, for a fact. I think me saying conspiracy wise is I think that there's a lot of hiding about how it, how the whole thing kind of happened. I think there's a lot of, hiding from that. You know what I mean? Like nobody's really trying to tell the truth about how this shit actually happened. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that one.
Yeah.
Which, with all this crazy shit, it makes me miss the good old days. And thinking about how the world is now and how it was when we were back in school makes me like really think of that. It's like growing up in high school where we went, Duval, and how we saw the jocks, the goons, the cool niggas. Like looking back on high school and whatnot, it was actually pretty cool to not be cool, because growing up where we grew up, the cool guys were the basketball players, the football players, the motherfuckers that had all the new shoes every week. I ain't have none of that shit. My parents wasn't going for that. Like I had me some dusty ass Spizikes and like a pair of DCs that I wore them shits to the fucking souls were talking to me, bro. Like I liked shoes back then, but I know my parents were not about to shell out 150, 180, 200 for a pair of Jordans, for a pair of Nikes every other week.
I was about to say.
Exactly. So just seeing how them dudes were back then, I was like, yo, like that's cool. Y'all motherfuckers already juniors, seniors getting tats, wearing Gucci, Hugo Boss shirts. Like, bro, we have a uniform. You could wear a basic black or white polo. Yeah. And I'm like, like, who are these motherfuckers showing off for? But I'm like, I'm glad I was never like that. Like, I dressed comfortable, just like I dress comfortable now. Like, I still wear like the hundreds, Obey, like clothing brands that I'm comfortable with. I don't have no one to impress. But how these dudes were back in high school, my God.
But see, the crazy thing that I always say too is like, especially if you look back now on like Facebook and Instagram, if you have a lot of people that you went to school with or whatever, a lot of the people that were quote unquote popular, bro, like a good amount of them, not really doing anything. That's where it's like the whole popularity thing, like that shit does not matter, bro. Once you get out here in the real world, nobody cares about who you knew in high school or what you did. All they care about what you can do for them at this point. All that popularity stuff go out the window. And you know, I just think back to the high school days, kind of like you said, it was so simple, man. Like you tend to you know, you kind of forget how easy you had it until, you know, as an adult, now you get a chance to sit back and be like, dang, now I see what my parents were dealing with. And I had to have that conversation with my dad where it was like, you know, all the stuff that you were telling me growing up, going through school and staying focused on certain things, you know, it made sense to me now. And it's just like those times in school, man, they were just even like not trying to be nobody different or, you know, trying to do whatever just to say you're quote unquote popular. It was looking back on, I think that was the best move, man, to be honest, because there's no point in it. You're wasting time to please people that you'll never see again.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna keep it real.
Yeah. Once you graduate, once you get a diploma and you're off stage,
that's it.
Bye. Like
yep.
you see like less than 10% of the same people after that, and that's even if you choose to stay in your city, whether you go away for college, join the military, or do trade school or do something else. It's like all that popularity shit literally ended after your last final or after your last official day of school. And I agree with you. Being under the radar was a blessing. Like, I know for a fact I wasn't the most well-known dude in school. Like, I probably flew under the radar more than anyone else. Yeah, I did track and field, cross country, sports here and there. I enjoyed doing that. But to be like on football team, on basketball team, class clown, or just one of them loud motherfuckers in the cafeteria doing like roast sessions and stuff, or like being like the school prankster, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't need that attention on me regardless. And moving to the next point, like I agree with you that it's almost like a full circle going from childhood into adulthood, because now I own a house now. So like me growing up with my mom, I'm like, I'm not thinking about it that she has to go to work, come home, cook for me, laundry, take care of the house, while me as a kid, I'm just going to school, doing my homework, doing sports, sitting on Xbox 360 all day, playing Halo 3, playing Modern Warfare 2. Whereas now as an adult, I'm like, yo, I go to work for myself. I cook for myself. I do my own laundry. I'm paying all these bills by myself that, like, just not that long ago, I was like, oh shit, it finally clicks that this is how life is supposed to be. You're supposed to leave high school and then mature into an adult and then take your parents' lessons and guidance to then flourish and fly on your own.
Yep. And that's the you know, I would admit and say that took me a while to realize, first, like fresh out of high school. I would say that I didn't have that moment that life hit me until, shoot, even after I moved out, it didn't hit me. It was the moment that my wife was like, yo, we're about to have a baby. And just to talk about that for a second, you know, I see every day, I see my son developing, and I see him, you know, starting to walk. Well, he's walking full blown now. He's running. He's starting to say words. He realizes when you say, come here, he knows who you are, you know, stuff like that. He can comprehend things. He can go up the stairs. It's just like when you see your kid developing into, you know, eventually to be, you know, go through the same things you did, but, you know, a little different, you know, with the times or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's literally that moment when I saw him come out was the moment that I was like, it's time to grow up, bro. Like, that was the moment for me where it was just like, you know, it's time for me to, you know, leave all that other stuff in the past and just kind of, you know, keep growing up. So that's why I always, like, you know, think back on the high school days, man, and just really regret trying to speed up life, saying, oh, I want to get a job, or I want this car, and I want to do this and that, you know?
Yeah, growing up too fast can definitely bite you in the ass when you realize at 25, 26, like, oh, shit, I grew up to want to do this. Yo, take me back to the high school days. Take me back to when, like, I had the safety net and cushion of my parents that, like, ran the household and kept those things moving smoothly and in order and in check. So that's crazy to finally get that realization. And having moved into my own house, it hit me tenfold my first month of, like, getting all these utilities set up, like learning how to pay the mortgage, learning HOA, what the fuck a HOA was, all that stuff. It was like overwhelming at first, as to where now I have a smooth system in place to where I'm finally comfortable and my stress levels have decreased dramatically because I have a system in place that's working for me and it's working well and everything.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I don't know if you know, man, when we moved into our house a month before my son was born. And we were trying to, bro, that was like the hardest time of my life, bro. Like, just trying to make sure everything in the house was set up and, you know, making sure, like you said, all the utilities and all that stuff, like, you get an understanding for it. And when he got here, I want to say it was like 2 weeks after we brought him home, the AC unit went out, bro, in the peak of summer. I mean, it was hot in here. And the thing that was crazy about it was, you know, we're running around trying to figure out why the unit isn't working and all this stuff. Bro, you would not understand how pissed off I was, dude. The wire on the inside of the little circuit box was loose, bro. I had already called, bro. I called out the AC guy. Nobody, the AC dude was a lady. She was like, "Yeah, you gonna have to call electrician." I was like, "It's on your truck that y'all do electrical." What do you mean? So, and that's the stuff that you have to deal with as an adult, bro. It's just the run around with vendors and all that crap. I hate it. I just miss the days when I could just sit in the house and play video games. Like,
yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Those were the good days.
Bro, really good days. Cause, like, you know, I didn't get a chance to watch E3 this year because it wasn't really E3, but everybody still did their conferences. And I kind of watched it, but not really. Was about the new Xbox coming out,
yeah,
and the PS5. Like, what you think you gonna pick up, man? Because I don't know yet.
I'll probably stay a true Microsoft fanboy, how I have been. Like, I'm looking at my shit right now. I got my 360 and Xbox One chilling, so I'll probably just roll right into that Series X because that's what I know. Yes, I own both the Xbox One X and the PS4, but I literally played my PS4 for, like, God of War and Black Ops 4. But what I know and am most comfortable with is Xbox, because then I'm gonna just roll back into playing Halo on that, the next Call of Duty on that. Like, my Xbox is my everything box because I stream my YouTube, my Netflix, my Disney Plus, my Hulu, like anything I do remotely streaming based, I run off my Xbox because that's what I've known. That's what I'm most comfortable with. So I think come November, December, holiday 2020, I'll probably just drop the bread and get that Microsoft family rolling together by getting the new Xbox and shit.
Yeah, it's funny because you know, me and you pretty much growing up, we always played Xbox together. Like, I remember when I first got mine and got on live, I forgot what game that was. I think we played Call of Duty together for the first game I had.
Yeah, we probably played Call of Duty 4 or something.
Yeah, and
the OG joint,
bro. Yeah, man, that's why I was like, good. That was good times, bro. And years down the line, man, like, I picked up the PS4 and I love it. I don't know what it is about it. It's like I think my problem was Xbox got to a point where they got really, really stagnant with their exclusive games.
Yeah.
And I got kind of disappointed. And like you said, there was stuff that I wanted to play on the PlayStation. So I picked it up just thinking same thing. Like I'm just going to play God of War or whatever other exclusive they have. And I ended up loving it, buying, regular games that are on both systems just on there and kind of neglecting the Xbox. So I don't know, man. I think I'm probably going to end up picking up the PS5, and I'm liking some of the games that they, they're coming out with it.
So that they showcased.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to both of them, because knowing me, I'm probably still going to get both, because I got a whole idea for my living room. I just want to have every single game system I can just kind of hooked up down there. So
yeah, have a little man cave squared away.
Yeah, man. Entertainment center, everything.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Xbox, but if the funds is looking how they should be this winter, I might cop both. I'm gonna get me that Xbox refrigerator and that PlayStation router, because they some funny ass looking consoles this year, like straight up.
Yes, the designs.
Like I don't know who the fuck was like, yo, we about to have to shock the world with these designs, and somebody at the higher echelon was like, yo, that's the one, release that shit to the public. And we ate these motherfuckers up with the memes. Like, bro. I seen one joint of they took the Xbox and they expanded that bitch and put it in a kitchen. I'm like, that shit do look like a fucking refrigerator right now. And then someone had the little the Wi-Fi symbol and antenna sticking out the back of the PlayStation. I'm like, that shit do look like a futuristic ass router. So like, what the fuck design? Like, what did they have in mind when they were on the drawing board coming up with these fucking renditions?
Well, bro, so if you look at all like the modern cars, or pretty much anything like modern technology, everything is going for that like boxy with kind of like sharp edges, or make everything rounded. Like that's the new thing. So it's kind of like even when the Cybertruck was first introduced from Tesla.
Yep.
And everybody was like, "Oh, that's ugly." But then after a while, it grew on people. So that's gonna happen for sure with the new systems, bro. I'm telling you. Like people go like, "Dog, this thing is so beautiful. Look at the LEDs. It's better than the Xbox LEDs." Like, relax, bro. It's just it's not that big of a deal. But that's just how the times are, man. Everything has to be boxy. Like you even seen it in like even in the American cars, like the Chevys when I heard they discontinued the Camaro, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, those are kind of boxy. Even the Chargers and Challengers all have that boxy but curvy kind of look. And I think that's what they were trying to go for, more of a futuristic, kind of look to their system. I think it will grow on people eventually.
Yeah, which I think it's already started to, because they released that artwork of the system so early that they got like the ridicule and the backlash out the way. Mm-hmm. That way they're like, all right, cool. Now that people have settled down, yes, we know these are some goofy ass looking consoles, but now that the masses have cooled down, now we can show them the hardware, the software. Sir. All right, we're going to bring these games out. We're going to bring out these features. We're going to bring out these new innovative controllers. Like now that they let all the fucking people calm down with the memes, now they can show the meat and potatoes of this next console generation of like the new games, the next Halo, the next Call of Duty. Obviously, they're going to be doing all the sports again. You're going to have the 2Ks. You're going to have the Maddens rolling out every year again, which I wonder if, due to this COVID shit, when you buy Madden 2021, will you like start the game and then it just cuts off because there's no football season? Like, would it just be like, thanks for buying?
Yeah, to be
game
realistic.
Over. Yeah. Like, you'll be playing half a season and the shit just cut off. Like, yo.
Like, what happened? So, bro, but see, that's the weird thing, right? So I was reading an article where they were saying that all these gaming companies and stuff are trying to get their people to work from home. And I want to say it was either Ubisoft or Rockstar that they came up with this thing where they sent all their people home with these like really, really high-powered laptops so they can kind of do their work at home. But then they were saying gaming studios like Rockstar, we all know how secretive Rockstar is, bro. Yep. Nothing gets leaked from Rockstar. Whenever they're working on any kind of game, you might get little stuff. But it's like very, very rare that they have leaks. And I think that is going to I think that's going to hinder the gaming industry, just what's going on right now. Like, yeah, these games will come out, but then the question is, how quick are we going to have games for these new systems?
Yeah.
That's the problem. And it's like, am I willing to drop? I don't even know what the price points are right now. Have they announced them? Do you know?
They haven't. There's speculations, but nothing has been concrete or set in stone.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, think about it. So they just steadily go up every single year that a new system comes out. So think about it. You spend $600, $700 on a game system, and you know how all new systems come out with their release is you might have maybe 4 or 5 games, readily available. So it's kind of like, am I going to spend that money and then have to sit on these few games for however long? We don't know. That's the risky part. You drop the money, but will I be able to fully enjoy it like I want to?
Yeah, and that's a good ass point, because this COVID did fuck everything up. And
everything.
There's a lot of companies working from home, which, like you said, is going to hinder that, because you don't have the consistency or cohesion of having your lead graphic designer, your campaign mission designer, your artists, your sound engineers, your musicians, all in that studio together. So everyone's doing like bits and pieces, little puzzle pieces at home that they have to send back and forth to each other and kind of, mesh together, which is going to delay a lot of these major AAA games coming forward for this next console generation. Yeah. And then even then, I think what companies are going to do, they're going to do what they've been doing. They're going to charge us $60 for a game they know isn't finished, and then they're going to sell us the full game through DLC or a battle pass or seasons. Like they'll do 60, 70, 80% of a game, and they'll call it finished for us for $60. But then they'll be like, "Oh, you want that character you should have had day one? Nah, nigga, let me get $5 for that dude. Oh, you want this new weapon skin? You want this new map that we were gonna put in the game originally? $5, Buster.
Yes,
pay
sir.
us up right now." Like that's what they've been doing. Like there's tons of games where it's like you play it and you're like, "Yo, there ain't shit for content." There's like a few guns, a few maps. The fuck? But then they're like, "Oh, season 1. Season 2.
That shit
here's
kills me,
here's
man.
the new maps. Here's the new operators. Here's the new characters. Here's the new guns. Here's the new emblems. Here's the new everything.
Yeah.
Pay us more." So then you're paying like $120 for what should have been in your
game.
initial $60 payment or whatnot.
But see, and honestly, that's my fear though, dude. Is like, seeing how powerful the systems are. My thinking is, are we going to see another price hike in the games themselves again? Because remember, what were games at one point? Like $40, $50, $45, something like that?
I'm going to say like 45, 50.
Yeah.
And then they've been holding steady at 60 for the longest time.
Yeah, because my thing is, like, even with the system prices, the system prices, like we just said, keep going up, right? Imagine the game prices going up where people are already... I feel like people are now kind of like, oh, okay, like $60 for a game. Okay, I kind of get it, right? But it took a long time. So imagine these new systems come out. You spend $600, $700. The games go up 65, 70. You're going to lose a lot of people. And that could hurt the game industry like really, really bad, I think.
I think on the flip side, they'll hold at 60 because as we are now rapidly running into a digital online age, I can't remember the last game I bought from a GameStop because I downloaded the shit to my hard drive, which I think the money is going to double back down into hard drives because, for example, Call of Duty has 200 gig updates. And like, yo, like I need to get a new external for like to fit this shit on there. So I think if they are switching to a download format, you're cutting the cost right there and having to print cases, print disc. Yes, you'll still do it for the people who want the traditional feel, but the vast majority is slowly converting to just downloading it from the marketplace, which I think might hold the price at 60, which because everything can be given in a title update, in a season update, is why they'll be like, oh, we don't have to finish this game 100%. We can just push out what we do have that's playable and then just slowly trickle in the shit we didn't put in from the start and give it back to the people, just regurgitate it as an update.
Yeah, that's true. And it's like I'm already seeing things because I'm seeing like certain games that are being released now, and I'm kind of like, does that really make sense to put a game out right now? But I mean, I guess so because it's a couple months before the new systems come out. But then it's like, I always feel like that's a little bit of a scheme because you can get like the game I've been playing, Ghost of Tsushima. You can get this on the PlayStation 5 now. I'm like, but I have it already. But then it's like, but I want to play it with the new graphics.
Yeah,
It's all the money play, man. I think like if they're gonna do crossover, they should do it where you don't have to pay again. In my opinion, if you've paid for it on that platform, you shouldn't have to repurchase that game.
I think that is what Microsoft is doing. I'm not sure about Sony / PlayStation because I don't really follow them. But Microsoft has a word for it. I'm forgetting it, but I'm sure it'll pop up eventually.
Yeah.
Where you can buy a game once and then you can download it to your like gaming PC, your Xbox Series X or Xbox One X. Like if you buy the game once via your Microsoft account, you'll get to download it on whatever platforms support it. So Microsoft's doing that. Hey man, you buy our game once, you can play it on any platform you want. So they're taking the reins and stepping up by doing that for us. That way I don't have to buy Modern Warfare again on Series X. I can just buy my Series X day one, sign into my account, re-download it, and then be fucking good to go.
That's true. I got a question for you though, bro. Since we're on this, like, do you see yourself buying the new generation of the Grand Theft Auto that's out? What is it, Grand Theft Auto 5 right now? They said that they are. I think they already announced that they're gonna put out a version for this system. I'm like, fam, like at this point, this is starting to get old.
Yeah,
like y'all gotta. Rockstar has to put something else out.
We
or
need
stop
some
neglecting Red Dead.
we need some leaks coming forward for GTA 6.
Something.
GTA 5 is going on 7 years.
Yeah.
And I logged on to GTA Online a couple weeks ago, and I was literally getting my ass handed to me because there's so much new shit that if you stopped playing the game, you can't pick it back up. Like, and now everything is so fucking expensive. You have to buy the shark cards or grind a bunch of heist to get enough money. Where it's like the few guns and cars I had that I thought were the hot shit are like the fucking starter pack level shit now. So I'm like, yo, like my character, I can't even cruise Los Santos without getting my shit blown up by a fucking fake A-10 or a fucking Apache helicopter or a motherfucker on a hover bike with a ray gun and shit.
Out of nowhere. And that just makes me like really miss how GTA 4 was, dude. Like seriously. Cause GTA 4, you know, we played that a lot.
Yeah, we beat that game to the brakes on Xbox 360. We played that shit religiously.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dang, man, like I feel like they kind of messed the formula for the people that really enjoyed, you know, how that game was. And you know, now it's just like there's so much. This is one of those games where it's too much shit. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you could just have way too much. And I feel like that kind of hindered like the real OG fans.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we definitely played GTA 4 back in the day. Like that was the after school weekend chill game where we would just log on free mode and either like go on rampages, go to the Ferrari shop, go to the bike shop, do races. Like we would just do a bunch of random shit.
I miss that.
It was so simple. Like you had your one little character that had like maybe 4 or 5 outfits, but then you had the whole city of guns, cars, cops to do whatever the fuck. Whereas,
glitches.
Yeah. Oh man, that swing set glitch though.
Dog, that we used to do that for hours.
That shit get your ass sent far across the map.
Everybody would get the fastest car and go to the airport.
Yep. Yep. That was the main race.
Yeah,
but I appreciate GTA 5 because it gave you a living, breathing city full of customization for your character, your clothes, your cars, your apartments, your houses. You can even own a nightclub, a biker gang, like a drug cartel. You can literally do anything. The sky is the limit in that game. But the simplicity of GTA 4, that's like nostalgic right there.
Yeah, and that's even the same for me with how Red Dead was. The first, not the first, but the Red Dead Redemption. bro, the online to me was, I don't even know. It was like, it was so simple, but there was still so much to do. And now it feels like on this current one, Rockstar is just like, yeah, y'all go ahead and, keep running around on your horse on that joint. Like, it's just kind of like they neglected it. There's not much to do. Like, it was so simple. You just picked a certain character, like the Buffalo Soldier, which we always rocked with, and just kind of just go from there. It wasn't nothing crazy, and just ride around with your friends all day. Like, that was the summertime game, bro. Grinding.
The first joint, the first Red Dead had the albino buffalo that motherfuckers had to like
Bonzo the Bull.
Yeah, you had to grind to get them steeds and whatnot,
bro.
But I fell off after the first Red Dead because it was a cool ass game, but going from like GTA to that, I'm like, nah, I'm cool parking it here in the present day, having cars and shit. Because for one, Red Dead ain't have no radio. GTA has some of the funniest radio stations, and that shit was hilarious.
Yeah,
and then just thinking about GTA's radio kind of made me think about today's radio. Whereas, why is it these R&B stations be having like the most smoothest, like coolest dudes talking? Like, you could be cruising down the street after work at like 10, 11, midnight, and you'll hear motherfucker get on the radio, and motherfucker will be like, "Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, your host, Dynamic Dre, and you're listening to The Midnight Train to Pound Town." And I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? Like, why is my man so smooth in my ear like that? Like, this is the radio, but it sounds like I'm wearing AirPods. Like, the R&B radio at night is the craziest thing to listen to. If you've never witnessed that, tune to like 95.5 at like midnight or whenever you're just cruising at night. That shit kills me, bro.
Bro, it's funny that you said that because there was a story. I remember growing up, I had a radio in my room which doubled as my alarm clock. And I used to cut it on sometimes to help me go to sleep. And around here, they had a local jazz station that I used to listen to. And they were playing some BS. I was like, I don't want to hear that. So
put the classics on.
Yeah, so I ended up going to, like you said, I think it was 95.5. And this is the first time I ever like heard the Quiet Storm. I always heard my parents talk about the Quiet Storm, right? Mm-hmm. So
that's the go-to,
dude. So like I hear it's a Sade beat going on in the background, which is number one. So now I'm like, ooh, I'm in the mood. I'm like, okay. I was like, I feel what's going on. Yeah, yeah. I'm like a nasty little dude in high school. I was like, okay, I feel what's going on. I feel the vibrations cracking, and it's like the dude comes on. He said. How you lovers out there doing? I was like, oh shit. I was like, should I be in here with somebody?
This man hugged his pillow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I feel good. I feel warm. So like, you hear the Sade music playing, and he was like, just a word to all them lovers out there. And then you hear ding, 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 like real smooth. He go, make love. I was like, oh my god.
This man melted.
Yeah,
but yeah,
bro. I was like, how come I can't talk like that, man? It's not fair, man.
That's when you had to like wait to grow up and then be like, okay, that's not his natural voice. He was just sounding all sexy for the people on the radio. Like, I'm like, okay, I got his game. 'Cause I remember being a little ass kid and this man putting on Usher, fucking some Isley Brothers, some Marvin Gaye, like the real baby making music, and he would like have the song playing or like the instrumental. And then his dumb ass would chime in with some, all right, lovers, all you men out there, look your baby in the eye.
Oh, my God.
And give her a kiss. I'm like, yo, bro, you's a creep-ass nigga for that one, bro. Like, you are literally got your lips on the mic talking about some, now give your sweet baby that sweet kiss. Like, bro, like, all right, man, you done. Like, I'm flipping the station. I'm about to listen to Weezy or like some random-ass rapper or some shit. I'm done with you, Dynamic Dre on the fucking midnight train to Pound Town. Like, I'm done with that shit, bro.
Bro, it was funny because like even when you listen to the older stations that play like the Sades, the Isley Brothers, like you said, or Marvin Gaye, there was I can never remember the dude's name, but you know how in the older songs they would sing and then there'll be a whole like 2 or 3 minutes of him just talking.
Yeah.
And there was a song that came on. So this is still the same night I'm listening to The Quiet Storm. And this song comes on where the dude, he's basically talking about how he lost his girlfriend. And he's like so sad and he wants to get her back.
Yeah.
And he was like, I played my records till I just didn't want to play them anymore. And he was like, he said, I told my friend, and my friend was like, man, you need to just let her go. And he was like, and he said, and I said to my friend, I said, maybe you've never been in love like I've been in love. And maybe you've never felt the things that I've felt. And then you just break out into a whole other part of the song. I'm like, ho. Slow it down, big dog. And he was sing, and then he would transition into him talking again about how he was like, he went to her door, he saw her car there, he knocked, she didn't answer, and that's when he got the message that she didn't want his ass.
That man was sick.
Hey, sick.
That's crazy because the call-ins used to be the most
my god,
off the wall crazy shit, like
wildin'.
Motherfucker be like, Dynamic Dre, I think she cheating on me. What should I do?
And here this nigga go.
He be like, oh, you think she cheating? How's that make you feel? You know, I got a track for that. Play Footsteps in the Dark by the Ozzy Brothers. and then that beat drop, and then the dude be on the radio, like he still be on the phone. He be like, no, she cheating on, like
he proved it.
And then he going crazy, he wild, and he hang up, and then Dynamic be like, well, I guess he got his answer. Play the song again, Johnny.
Run it again. Bro, no, so
that man crying.
Bro, the worst song that they could play, like say if somebody called, man, I know she cheating on me with one of my boys, man. I know it. And he go, oh, so you think it's one of your boys, huh? I got a smooth 1 and 2 just for that. And he played that song, Backstabbers. You ever heard it? I think.
My god.
They smiling in your face, and then they do be smiling in my face. They be smiling at me all the time. I know they cheating.
And in the song playing, he getting mad, and then he throw a curveball. He be like, now hit him with Gotta Let It Burn by Usher. And he be like, no! He throw that on to make it sting. Like he know this dude going through it in his mind, and he hit him with the Gotta Let It Burn by Usher. Oh my god,
bro.
That motherfucker be sitting on the phone sick.
Then you trying to hit him where it hurt, man. Like, bro, I just hope that era never goes away, bro. Like I appreciate the smooth radio DJ. Yeah. Like that just made, that
was the coolest dude
radio.
ever.
Yeah, and it's just like it has to be at night because that's when you try to get into your bag, man.
That's where the vibes be at. Yeah,
hell yeah.
The late night radio smooth dude was the coolest dude ever, and even my young ass not having no sweet baby to love and kiss on. That motherfucker put me on the hella fucking dope ass artist that my parents listened to. That like when they listened to it, I'm like, oh, turn this old shit off. But when Dynamic Dre on the 1s and 2s play that playlist, bro, I was like, oh my god, I love this girl. I don't even know who this bitch is. I don't even have a girl that I love, but
I love her though.
Listen to that radio station put me in, like, I was in my feels like, damn, I can't believe she really out here doing this shit to me. My 8-year-old ass with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like, who's doing this shit to me? Who is out here doing me dirty like this? Like, get the fuck out of here,
bro. But it's funny, like, cause I remember listening to certain stations, and a lot of the old music was so depressing, bro. Like when you really listen to the stuff they were talking about, somebody was either getting cheated on, or whatever. And I always laugh because why is it that like when we're sad, we decide to go into the sad music bag instead of reaching for something that like makes you feel better? Yeah, you go into the sad music bag. Like I don't understand that.
I think it's because we low key want to stay like wallowing in our self pity. So it's like, damn, yo, I'm going through this. Let me put some sad ass music on. Like let me complete the whole atmosphere and make myself feel like shit. That way I can get these tears out, get this anger out, and then I can feel better out of it and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's the whole sad music bag and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but we want to thank you guys for tuning in this week with us. Like I said, it was week 3, chapter 3 of the No Name podcast. Once again, it was me. It was your boy Dre.
It was Travis, man. It was nice talking to y'all for a little while. Stay safe, stay healthy out there, man.
Y'all take care. And there we have it.